Hello, I'm Nathan.
And I'm Jody, and this is Word on the Web. And I'm so excited today. Last year at this time, we had the first annual Fred Awards, and it was to really thank those who have really shown up for us and had the same characteristics as Fred Cornforth: fearless, resilient, empathetic, and dynamic. Yeah. And one of our award recipients, he didn't show up to the event. He was the Volunteer of the Year. He happens to be sitting right next to me.
Yep.
This is Frank Kalangi, and the reason why he didn't show up is because the event fell on a Wednesday. And for the last 4.5 years, every Wednesday, Frank and his crew from St. Mark's has been in their kitchen making food to bring to our shelter to feed and nourish our guests. And he said that if it was any other night, he would love to be there, but he was not willing to not be with our guests on that night. And so it is really exciting to have Frank sitting here now to introduce him as the new food service director of Mercy Kitchen, which will be moving into our new shelter home. Welcome, Frank.
Such exciting news.
It's my pleasure to be here.
It's very exciting news. And Frank, how did Mercy Kitchen come to be?
Well, it's kind of a long story.
We got time.
Was going through a lot of stuff, and I kind of was in my backyard, and I looked up and God, what do you want me to do? And he said, feed my sheep. And so then, a week later, my brother was becoming a priest, and he sent out an announcement, and you can pick any Bible quote in the world, and he picked, feed my sheep. So that's when I was like, okay, don't ask me twice. So I went to St. Mark's, and they had been doing the second Saturday of every month for years. So
at Interfaith Sanctuary.
At Interfaith. Yeah. So I got it in on that, went to one thing, and after that, I was blown away. I think I was in tears when we left there, just like most of our volunteers when we leave there. Yeah. We're all so blessed with so much, and you get to come and see real life.
And you're bringing the food, and you're serving the food, and you're hanging out with our guests, and you're talking to them, and that's that thing that happens, is that connection.
Yeah, one of the cool things, I get to stand outside, and in the summertime we do lemonade, in the wintertime we do hot chocolate. And so I get to stand outside and talk to everybody that comes.
Yeah.
And listen to their story, and I hear, oh man, I'm hurting, can you help me? And I'm like, sure. Or I hear, guess what, I got an apartment, or I got a job, or I got into this school, and that kind of stuff. And that's one of the most inspiring things, and they've all become my friends now.
Yeah.
I was over there this morning doing breakfast, and it's so beautiful, people smiling at you and telling you thank you.
Yeah. Well, I think anytime you connect to someone through service, it's a special connection. It's a unique friendship. And you've been doing it for so long now.
Well, we also serve really good food.
Right, there's that too.
Well, when Frank's there.
Not to brag, I've got a ton of volunteers. It's not just me. I have a huge crew. We started at 1 o'clock. I had 2 volunteers, and somehow we busted out enough food for 250.
So let me back you up, because your brain works so fast. So the way that Mercy Kitchen started is it's a group of people that gather at St. Mark's Kitchen, and food and dollars are donated to support a meal at Interfaith Sanctuary. And so this was happening the second Saturday of every month. It became every Wednesday of every week.
Yep.
And your Mercy crew is actually a group of volunteers who bring together the food, the dollars, and they cook with you.
Absolutely.
And then you show up at our shelter and you pour out your nourishing love to our guests. And hands down, Wednesday nights are our guests' favorite night. They're like, oh God, thank God it's Frank's night. And I mean, it's...
Yeah, there's audible excitement when it's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday, I know. And
great.
So the creation of Mercy Kitchen at St. Mark's is now elevating itself to this new shelter home. Tell me what Mercy Kitchen looks like in our new shelter home.
I've worked in 40 restaurants in my life, and this is pretty much the sweetest, nicest kitchen I've ever seen, or I'm looking forward to working there. I've only got to do a couple tours, so I haven't got the cooking thing yet. Hopefully we'll get in there soon and we can start making some
We're not going to get there until the occupancy. I promise there'll be no cooking until we have occupancy, in case anyone's watching.
They won't even let me go there. I can stand there for a couple minutes and that's
it. It's an active construction site, so there are rules, restrictions, and you're just so excited to start pushing buttons and turning on fuel and all the things and start cooking.
Well, and the way that you plan to do that is he's created the Join the Mercy Kitchen volunteer crew. So now it's growing St. Mark's began this beautiful movement, but now you're welcoming it to any church, any person who wants to be part of the Mercy Kitchen crew. And you want to talk a little bit about like what your hopes and dreams are for this crew?
Sure. Well, and another thing is our crew that we have, just because it's at St. Mark's, I'd say half or maybe 75% of our volunteers are not St. Mark's parishioners.
Yeah.
They're my friends that just decided to come and help, and guess what? They loved it so much that now they come every single Wednesday and they committed to it. Yeah. And so what we want to do is kind of do what St. Mark's has done over on every Wednesday, is get the different faith groups in town, all different faiths, to come in and kind of do what we did. So you can come in with your group of 6. If you have a commercial kitchen, you can cook at your own kitchen and bring that food. You can come cook in our awesome kitchen with me and our volunteers. And I guess the number one thing too is the serving part. That's where my volunteers get blown away. I mean, anybody can cook, and it's fun and it's awesome when we cook good food, but it's the standing there serving people. And the coolest thing now too is we're gonna be able to serve the families. So we'll be able to see the children and see the smiles on their faces, and we'll know when birthdays are, and hopefully we can do a birthday cake for people on their birthdays, or maybe once a week. But yeah, so the volunteer thing, like I said, you can bring your group and just come and serve, or you can cook in your own kitchen if it's commercial and bring that food to us, or you can sponsor a night and just give us some money, which would be awesome. We'll take it and I'll make something great with it. Or what's the other option? Oh, or you can stop at your local restaurant or one of your places that you like to eat and get sandwiches or pizza or something. Just variety is beautiful and wonderful. Chicken and rice kind of gets old sometimes. So we try to make, basically my philosophy is if I'm not going to serve it to my mom or my family, I'm not going to serve it to our friends.
Yeah.
That's the way we look at it.
We love that.
And they respect us and they love us. And like I said, it's the most grateful people I've ever experienced in my entire life.
Yeah.
I love that. So you're really talking, you have several invitations, sort of, let's kind of isolate them a little bit so people can figure out how they want to be involved, right?
I think emailing Frank.
Yeah.
And
or call me.
Yeah.
And we'll get this flyer out to you.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it's Mercy Kitchen at interfaithsanctuary.org. And then it breaks down the 5 ways in which Frank is looking for help. But there's more, because we also have to stock the kitchen. And so Frank has his very own Mercy Kitchen donation page. That's at interfaithsanctuary.org. We have to actually stock the shelves, stock the coolers, fill the drawers with utensils and pots and pans and everything. And all of this is done through the funds that we raise as we continue our capital campaign. So you can go to interfaithsanctuary.org, click on Mercy Kitchen, and if you want, if that's the easiest ask, you can donate to any of this.
Right.
And we can use your dollars to make sure it goes towards the food and the new Mercy Kitchen in the shelter home.
Absolutely. Every dollar that you donate will come to Mercy Kitchen. If you go to the website and click on Mercy Kitchen, we're going to get, the best spatulas we can get. We're going to get the good knives. And one of the other cool things that I'm sure we're going to talk about is also, I'm going to be able to get to train our guests and teach them how to cook so that they can go out into the, into society and get a job and then get a place and then move on, right? That's kind of one of our goals. But back to the ask, I know we ask a lot, but like I said, every dollar you donate will come to help us and to help other people. Like I said, you can give us money. You can come and volunteer with us. There's lots of ways that you can help. You're welcome to call me anytime. I answer my phone. I'm not a big computer guy, but I will respond to your emails.
We will put his cell phone number up on screen as well, Casey, because he really doesn't mind getting phone calls.
Well, one of the things, it's not a job. The way I look at this, it's not a job. It's a lifestyle. And Jody's been doing it for so long, and so has Nathan. It's like, we're not doing this to get rich. We're doing this because we love people and we want to help them. And one of the best ways that we can do that is through food, and good food. So that's kind of where I'm coming from.
Yeah. Yeah, and, it doesn't necessarily have to be money. Like, it could be like a local company who has some mixing bowls that wants to donate.
Right.
There's so many ways in which you can fill this space that doesn't need to come out of your pocket, but maybe it's just something that you are able to put your hands on. And talking to Frank and letting him know, like, hey, I have this thing, can you use it? We might be able to use it, That's how you stock a shelter home. You do it with love and community, and then eventually it is filled. So Frank is the perfect person to fill this kitchen.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
And a couple different stories real quick. So I hit all the grocery stores in town. I hit Costco and everybody at Costco, when I come through with 20 chickens in the cart, oh, what are you doing? You must be having a party. I'm like, no, we're actually feeding our home unhoused. And they're like, wow, that's so cool. How do I get involved? I go to Winco and I talk to people in line. Oh, you must have rabbits because I've got 20 heads of iceberg lettuce. I'm like, no, we're actually feeding the homeless. Really? I've had people follow me out to the parking lot and give me their money. And it's the people that don't have a lot. You can see that. It's the hardcore, the hardworking people.
Yeah.
And they'll give me $80 or they'll give me $100. Or there's been some times, Jody, Nathan, when they bought my groceries.
Yeah.
I mean, talk
That's
about
incredible.
amazingness. And that's the goal here, is to get the whole entire community involved in this. It's, like I said, it is about the kitchen, it is about the food, but it's about the volunteers coming into the kitchen.
Yeah.
And just loving each other, and we're joyful. And there's not, it's a really wonderful environment.
Yeah, and this new shelter home, it's 24/7. People are with us morning, noon, and night. So it's not just dinner we're talking about now.
It's 3 meals.
It's breakfast, it's lunch, it's dinner. And so there are so many ways in which people can lean in to help and ensure that we are living up to the promise of creating better shelter, better nourishment, a better, safer place for our guests. So we know that you are a key part of that, and we are so thrilled
Thank you.
Well, I
to
think
have you on our team.
everybody knows what hunger feels like, and to alleviate that and to contribute. I think those people that approach you in a parking lot, they're trying to alleviate hunger.
Absolutely. They've been there.
The world understands hunger,
Yeah.
right? Well, they may not connect in the same way to what it's like to experience homelessness. Everybody identifies with hunger, and that's a beautiful
And we need
thing.
help.
And
Please.
I can't even imagine what it's like to connect with your personality, your enthusiasm, your love,
I'm blessed, Nathan.
He's bursting with fruit flavor. I mean, we could not have gotten a more dynamic light to light up that kitchen. Like, it's just so fun to have you on our team. Thank you for saying yes.
Like they say, when you do something you love, you're not working.
Totally,
I mean, it's going to be a lot of hard work, and I'm looking forward to that. It's the kind of work that I really love to do.
Yeah.
And just like I said, seeing the volunteers coming and working so hard too. And once that's the other thing, you might think, oh, I don't know how to cook, but we train you. And then my goal, back to this volunteer form, is to get people to commit to a certain day, like say the second Thursday of the month, or the third Saturday, or something like that. And that's how Mercy Kitchen, where I'm at, has evolved. So people just come in and they start doing brownies, or they start chopping lettuce, without me having to ask anybody. And that's one of the neatest things about it. It's evolved into this cool thing. And then also, we also, not just Wednesdays, but we also roll about 180 breakfast burritos on Wednesdays, because there's a need, and we take that over to Corpus Christi. And so before I started, I asked Jody, I said, I want to keep doing this. She said, I don't want you to stop doing anything you're doing. So what's even cooler is our homeless friends are going to make burritos for their homeless friends.
Yep.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah, it is.
That's
awesome.
one of the coolest things.
Yeah.
We've been doing that already, and it's just really neat.
So when you talk about that commitment, that could be a business, it could be a congregation, it could be a racquetball
realtor
club,
organization,
realtor organization.
Any different faith. If you've got a group of 6 friends that you want to just come in and help, there's one of my lenders lives right across, or his office is right across the street. They've already committed. They want to come in and help.
Yeah.
Lots of people want to do it. And once you do it once, I promise, you're not going to walk out and be like, oh, that was terrible.
Yeah, that was a waste of time.
You're going to walk out, and then the cool thing is a lot of my volunteers, is they'll go to their job the next day, and hey, what'd you do last night? Oh, I went to Interfaith and I served, and then, tell me more.
Yeah.
And so the more groups of volunteers we can get and going out, I mean, this is going to snowball. Yeah. And I really think that our shelter here in Boise, Idaho is going to be a precedent. And hopefully we can change the world. I know we have big goals, right?
Always have.
We're going to have the best shots. If we're going to do something, do it right? Yeah. And do your best.
Yeah, definitely.
And Jody's done that. I mean, we're still running a shelter, too.
I know,
At the same time, getting ready to open a new shelter, we're still running a shelter. So.
And planning a gala.
Yeah, and a rock concert.
Yeah, no, it is the village that surrounds us that allows us to continue making all of this happen. So
it'll take the village also to keep this kitchen going.
Absolutely.
And that's kind of the message today. So let's get everybody involved.
For sure.
And I think the last piece that I just want to say is about bringing dignity to this new shelter home. One of the things that we have not been able to do at this shelter twice a year during our Eve holiday meal and Thanksgiving, we seat our guests and we have volunteers who serve them while they're seated. Every other meal, they have to stand in line. And you lose dignity when you have to stand in line for everything. And this design of the shelter home dining rooms is that we really can have volunteers come and help to serve the food out to our guests, because there's seats for everyone, there's space in the kitchen to plate and all of that. And so I hope that becomes one of the things that helps to lift people's hope up, is that we see you and we will serve you.
Absolutely. On a real plate.
On a real
with
plate.
With real silverware.
Exactly.
Yeah,
No more sporks,
no
baby.
More sporkage. No more styrofoamage.
No more styrofoamage.
Yeah.
We have a dishwasher now and an ice
commercial
machine.
dishwasher.
We're so fancy.
Yeah.
I do have to do a thank you to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, because they are the ones who wrote the check to buy all of this equipment that's inside.
This amazing
Top
kitchen.
of the line.
Oh my gosh, top of the line.
Incredible gift.
Incredible.
I have a tilt skillet.
And I have a tilt kettle.
I didn't even know what a tilt skillet was until you had it. I know. It's pretty
Come
great.
and work with us, and I'll show you how to use it.
I know. All right. Well, Frank, we knew that this was going to be fun.
Yeah, it's always fun to share the energy of where interfaith is going.
Yes.
And we love to share that with our audience. And so thank you for joining us today. Keep your questions coming. We'd love to tell the story of interfaith.
Yeah. And we'll see you next time.
Okay. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks. Bye.
Peace.